Okay, I'd like to make a quick video here just to talk about a very important point right now in our history, and that is asset diversification. When I'm speaking about asset diversification, I'm not speaking about your stock portfolio. I'm speaking about current events and what should be done in order to try and hedge what's going on in the economy. And I have two practical suggestions for you. The first is President Obama has already said that he is going to enact, or he wants to enact, another gun ban. I can assume that that gun ban is going to be at least as strict as the Clinton gun ban, which basically made illegal any high-capacity magazines. So if you had an AR magazine, a PMag, something that costs today 10, 15 bucks, it's going to be worth $100 or more if it's pre-ban, assuming that it works the same way the Clinton ban worked. So you can get these cheap, these magazines, even if you don't have an AR, will be very, very valuable if there is a ban put in place. So that's first of all. If you have more money, I would suggest buying, if you have enough money, buy an AR-50, buy a 50 caliber. Those are definitely going to be banned. If you have less to spend, you might want to invest in some AK-47s or AR-15s. What I would suggest is that if you're looking at an AR and you can't afford the entire setup, you might want to invest now just in the lowers, or even the stripped lowers, which are relatively cheap. They're about $100 to $150, and you can get these. These are what the U.S. government at this point considers the weapon. It's the only thing that has a serial number on it, and it's the only thing that has to be licensed, that has to be registered in order to transfer, in order to purchase. So what I'm saying is that if you purchase a load of these for 100, 150 bucks, you basically have the gun, because all the rest of it, if you're talking about the uppers, you can get those mail order. You don't have to have any registration, any transfer. It's all you need is the stripped lower to create the gun, and you could do that for 150 bucks. I would stock up on those. Finally, I wanted to discuss very briefly about coinflation. There's a website called coinflation.com, and it basically documents from day to day exactly what the price of the metal within coins is. So a penny, a nickel, a dime, these are made up of certain metallic materials which fluctuates with the market. It's a commodity. So when you have, for example, pennies, I think this is one of the greatest investments you can make. If you get pennies that were minted before 1982, they're made of 95% copper, and the metal within that penny is worth more than 2 cents, which means that you're basically doubling your money by purchasing pennies that were minted prior to 1982. The same thing goes with nickels. Nickels, even today, are made of mostly copper and some nickel, and those are very expensive metals. There is new legislation in the works right now. Within the past couple weeks, Congress has a couple bills out. Let's see if I can find the bills. The bills basically say that they should immediately change the metallic content of these coins because it's not worthwhile. The bills are H.R. 3693 and 3694. You can look it up yourself. These are two bills to immediately enact a change in the metallic content of these coins. If that happens, it may be another situation like we had in 1964, where silver coinage immediately was eaten up, and everybody got this. And today a silver quarter from 1964 is worth $5. So keep that in mind when you're going through your pennies and you find pennies that are minted prior to 1982, or find nickels. You may want to stock up on those as well. This is your tip of the day, and I appreciate you watching. This is Jewish Prepper.